Okay.
Yeah.
We're going.
All right.
We're rolling.
We need to talk about Arcade Fire.
Why?
Because, dude.
I don't understand.
I'm trying not to give you shit. No, and I'm not here to give you shit about it. The conversation last night on Twitter, I don't know. I was just like surprised. And I just need to get,
okay.
see where you were.
Okay.
See how you came in and what led you to ignore quite possibly one of the greatest bands in the last 15 years.
All right. Well, first of all, to defend myself just a little bit, not that it's terribly defensible. I fully understand that it's an irrational reaction that I have. Mm-hmm. That if everybody says you've got to read this or you've got to hear this or this is like the next great band and all that kind of thing, I'm out. Yeah. I'm immediately like, okay, I'm done.
So pretty much, if I told you that Springsteen is meh, you would listen to it right away.
No. I like to discover things for myself. Is the thing. Yeah. So, and with, it's like,
it's a funny situation I came up with, by the way, because we know that would never happen.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, that's a completely fatuous sort of deal there. It's,
Continue.
Which only makes me think of the Big Lebowski and Maude going, "Don't be fatuous, Jeffrey."
Jeffrey.
Yes. Yeah. Maude? Is that my robe?
Love me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, she's not my
She's not my special lady friend.
She's not
my special lady friend.
Or she's like, yeah, she's not my special lady. She's my lady friend. I'm just helping her conceive, man.
Is John Polito still alive?
I don't know. Did he? He might have died. He
passed away.
Yeah.
For some reason, in the world of Coen Brothers, I get him and Michael Lerner kind of mixed up.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think it's because they're both in... I think they're both in Barn Think.
That sounds right.
No, but anyway, going back to your Arcade Fire.
Oh, we're going to go back to that?
Yeah, dude.
So it was just like, I didn't get what the big deal was. Like, so I had kind of avoided them because of all the press they were getting and because of everybody being like, oh, you got to listen to this. And also, when did was the first album called Funeral?
Yeah.
Okay. When did that come out?
2004.
Okay. I can tell you right now, one of the reasons that tainted it is my ex-wife.
Oh.
So that was one of her favorite albums when it came out. She loved that album and played it a lot. So it had some negative connotations for me.
That all makes sense.
So there was that, and then like the boat just kind of sailed, and I didn't get it. And then I think the next time I heard them, they were playing on The Daily Show, and I'm like, okay, it's not that. When I heard them, it's like this kind of epic sound, and that's where I was like, okay, they're trying to be like Born to Run era.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I had thought, judging from what you told me on Twitter, that you had gotten them mixed up with the Killers. Because the second Killers album, Sam's Town, is like Springsteen.
Yeah.
It's Born to Run. It's like Grandsons. It's Tales of America. I traveled this great land and I saw the horizon and the purple skies. I just watched some of Springsteen on Broadway, so I'm kind of...
Oh, gotcha. You're doing your raspy Springsteen voice.
Doing my raspy Springsteen voice.
Yeah, because
I know how to fucking drive.
Yeah, Springsteen on Broadway is great. I loved that. I'm surprised you're just now getting around to seeing it.
I watched it a bit of it when it first came out.
Okay.
And then I got in trouble for watching Russian Doll.
I know, man. Let's talk about that for a sec. Let's talk about that. So let's wrap up Arcade Fire because it's...
So what got you back on...
Well, I was listening to it in a mix, and it's this. Deanna and I are doing a staycation thing, and
was this mix created by Deanna?
She started it, and I'm contributing to it, and we're collaborating over it, which is kind of cool. I hadn't
Does the public have
haven't done
access
that
to
before.
this?
Not yet.
Okay.
No. Well, it probably won't. I mean, hey.
Well, no. I guess it's.
So the two songs. Was it two songs or one song? Let's see. Hang on, I'll tell you. Okay, so there was No Cars Go. I liked that a lot.
Okay, yeah.
And
is that off their EP or is that the Neon Bible?
Neon Bible,
Okay.
yeah. That might have been it.
Okay.
And but I think that that she has played another song of theirs for me before. So
because I think you can be, I can totally understand where you're coming from with Funeral. I mean, my whole gateway into Funeral was Bowie, the two Davids, Bowie and Byrne.
Sure.
Both came highly recommended. And then it was an album that I listened to a lot after my mom passed away. Because it happened like
Gotcha.
a month after my mom passed away. So I could relate to it a little bit.
Gotcha.
But how you somehow, the Suburbs is like hands down probably one of, if not the greatest album of the current decade. I would even go so far as the aughts entirely.
I think I was working. I might have been managing the music department at Barnes and Noble when that came out. I remember that being everywhere there too, and I'm like, oh, here these guys are again. So
yeah, you can. I think you'd be also forgiven for skipping their latest one, but I've come around to it over the last few months.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I didn't like it at first. It felt like selling out to me.
Huh.
But because they had left Merge, they signed to Columbia, which
yeah,
which I for a band that talked a lot about being independent and signing to Columbia just felt like selling out to me.
There was a period of time when that was happening. Like Band of Horses moved from Sub Pop to was it Sub Pop? I think it was Sub Pop to Columbia as well.
See, but that's okay for them because they don't talk shit about being indie.
I suppose. They always felt like an indie band, and then I was also like, oh well, I didn't like them as much when they moved to Columbia.
Well, I mean, that's also because the first two Band of Horses albums are terribly good, especially the second one.
They're great. Yeah. Was that Cease to Begin or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have been coming off a little uninspired as of late.
I haven't picked up the last couple. I think the last one that I did pick up was Infinite Arms or something. It's like got the stars on the front.
Yeah, that one's all right too. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, like.
But then it was like I saw them at Innings Fest, and I was like, oh yeah, these guys were great. And yeah, I tried to listen to some of the more recent stuff again. I'm like, eh.
So it's kind of weird that we're talking about this because.
Well, should we say welcome to What the Fork?
Yeah, we should say
that. Hey, Fork buddies, what up? I'm Jared.
I'm Jason.
On Twitter at What the Fork Pod. Email whattheforkpod@gmail.com.
Instagram's at whattheforkpod.
That's right. And then also please rate and review on whatever podcast app you listen to us on, and tell your friends about the show. Help us continue to grow. I'm at LTD_engagement.
I'm at Jason E. Kyle, Keil, all one word, at the Twitters.
Yes.
You can catch most everything that I write on there. I guess alert. I reviewed the High Show to Come to Phoenix last night. The Hootie and the Blowfish.
Like what was it? 1993 all over again?
1994, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
94, is that right?
Yes. So, it was 1994.
The year was 1994.
Casey Kasem here on the top 40.
Yeah.
Captain Chart, we got Hootie and his Blowfish
with cracked rear view.
All right, here's singer Darius Rucker doing "Hold My Hand." Yeah,
Hootie himself. I can do a pretty decent Casey Kasem.
Oh, so
Casey Kasem, top 40. Yeah.
All right. I would probably do a poor man's Rick Dees if I was lucky.
But so what were we getting back to? We were talking about
Band of Horses.
We were, and you're saying it's funny I was bringing that up.
Yes, because as I think the last time I went to Lollapalooza, which would be 2011. I think I've gone a couple times since then. But what I'm trying to say is, so I was hanging out with these really cool Canadian people to see Arcade Fire, but we wanted to see Lou Reed first. So Lou Reed plays.
Oh,
wow. And Lou Reed did pretty much, played some really good songs, did about half an hour of feedback, went over his set.
Oh.
And in doing so, he caused Band of Horses to be late for their set. And I'm not about to leave my sweet, sweet spot to see Arcade Fire because the Suburbs had just come out. And I really wanted to listen to it, like live. And it's Arcade Fire, so they blew me away.
Gotcha.
But I missed Band of Horses when the second time they came around. I haven't seen them since. And it makes me sad. Because I think it had just been when Cease to Begin came out. And I really, really, really dug that album.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember really digging them when they came out. And definitely those first two. The first three really...
Man, the 2011, man, was just so good for music.
The year was 2011.
Yeah. Hootie and the Blowfish was nowhere in sight.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a good show, though. I mean, if you like me...
That's fine. It just reminds me of like frat boy rock kind of stuff. But, you know, people also... It's interesting what catches on with that crowd, too, because I think that a lot of those people show up to like... why can't I think of their name all of a sudden?
Dave Matthews?
Well, there's that, but there's a lot of crossover with the I was going to say like the jam band crowd for Dave Matthews though. No, I was thinking of it's just going to keep getting further and further away the more I try to run after
Fish?
it. No, not Fish, not jam bandy at all. Craig Finn, Hold Steady.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I dig them a lot. It's weird. I never I guess 94. I was really also into Dave Matthews, and I guess I still kind of am to a degree.
Well, that's interesting, right? Because I started out really liking them a lot. I thought Under the Table and Dreaming was a really good album. And
Crash is really good.
Crash, yeah. And then I don't know. Something turned me off of it altogether, and I hadn't listened to them in years. And then again, heard them recently, and I'm like, you know what? These songs hold up.
I wonder if, and I'm curious because I got a lot of comments. I got a few comments yesterday about like how they took a picture saying that I was at the show, and I remember that time too when like thinking hacky sacks and puka shells were, kind of cool, but it wasn't really my thing.
Sure.
I wonder if just like the association, like with that time and the fact that people still do that and don't want to move on.
Yeah.
You feel like you've moved on.
It's funny what, I end up coming back around to, though. I mean, there was a time when I was not listening to any Billy Joel. I was just like, if you can believe it, there was a good, 15-year span there where I was just like, I'm off the Joel. And, but, and a lot of stuff that I grew up loving, too, like Mellencamp and random 80s stuff that I was getting into as a kid, because it was a lot of what my mom would listen to, or it was on VH1, or so I would be hearing a lot of that and got into that, and then completely went away from that, and then have come back around to it and really enjoyed it again. And I think that there's a lot of that. I don't know, you just kind of go through cycles with things, which is why it's important to hang on to stuff. To me, is because